What's going on, guys? ZombifiedGamer here and welcome back to some more This Is the Police. 59% of Freeburg's parents use physical discipline. Well, that's not good. Controversial artist Sigmund Hammerling commits suicide. And a 14th century wine barrel has been found in the city dump. Sounds like people will be getting pissed. And that's about the same. Let's go. Of course you didn't come into work, you twat. And you drank too much. Fine, go home, you bastard, but come tomorrow. Let's just start. So we've got 3 people rather than 4. And we have the funeral for Everett's. And the inspection turned to multiple violations, so they're taking 25% of my bank account as per usual. Fuck off. And of course that was denied. An armed assailant entered the Jesus Got You Covered insurance offices and opened fire on everyone inside. One of the secretaries grabbed the phone, hid in a closet and dialed the police. According to her, the man has often come to the office to argue with his agent about his payments, but now it seems he's finally lost his mind. Well, I guess we'll be going straight to this then. Off you go. I still don't really know what violations are getting turned up because I don't sell anything when they're investigating the station. The only thing I can think of is the Victor's Varga things that I let happen. But sometimes that's not my fault. And they did that perfectly. I don't think I'll be able to get back in time for this child molestation case. No. But they should be back in time for the suicide threat. I still need more officers at the end of the day, but City Hall won't give me any. Erin Fedette is terrified that she just met a suicide case. Her face was painted so sadly, it just brought tears to my eyes, seeing the poor girl, her whole being aching, stuck in one spot, and unable to move on. We have to try and save her. I mean, that sounds like a mime to me, so we'll ignore that one, and check out the carjacking. Stepping out for a smoke break, a convenience store owner saw a hooded figure around the corner ducking into a car. At first the store owner didn't think anything of it, but then the car alarm went off. Why you wouldn't think anything of it anyway is a bit weird, considering it's very suspicious behaviour. It was the first time she'd seen a professional mime, yeah. So it's exactly what I thought it was. So that's good at least. And they did that perfectly too, good. Okay, the inspectors are fucking off, good. Let's just send them on this thing. I know it fucks over the day and everything, but it might increase the station's morale. Factory is saved. Thank you, Mr. Boyd, my factory is saved. I knew you're a good man. There's not many people like you left in the city. Oh, they're actually on their way back now. I thought they'd be out all day. So that's good then. Jack, I don't know what got into your head, but you'll regret it. Our partnership is at an end. Your day will come, and then you'll see what a terrible mistake you've made. And you are... I don't know who you are, Ron. And why should I give a shit? I guess it's his guys that I stopped at the factory. Another fucking massacre. A group of 10 students went into the woods to camp for the night. They set up tents, made a fire, drank some alcohol, sang some songs, and around midnight, they were suddenly attacked by a large man with a bag on his head, wielding a hatchet. One girl managed to reach the road where she flagged down a passing car and called the police straight away. The fate of the other students is still unknown. I see. This sounds like something from an 80s horror movie. Okay, we got some more frames for my carjacking. But nothing for my abduction case. That sucks. In fact, I will archive that one and then put the other people on the abduction case. There we go. Now it's got a full force, so hopefully it'll actually bring me some frames and get that case closed. Well, I guess the other students died then. But at least we got the killer, so... I know it hurts the reputation regardless, but the offendant was caught at least. So for shift B we have 4 people, which should be okay as long as people turn up. I don't want to put anyone else on there because I think they'll end up being tired. Radio stations face additional tax. Tainted blue velvet party cookies can cause convulsions. Study finds stray dogs more dangerous than sharks. And that's still the same. Okay. Oh, you bitch. So I'm stuck with 3 people again. And you're cutting the department's budget again, of course you are. Can I fire Robbins? Probably not. I don't want to get rid of anyone though. I'll get rid of this guy because he's only 60, so today's his last day. I don't remember hiring him in the first place, to be fair. Last year we actively fought against unregistered business activities and grey companies who shamelessly used loopholes in the law. We've tightened some rules, making it more difficult for fraudsters to rent business premises and import goods into the city. Of course, they immediately became outraged and threatened to protest under the windows of City Hall. We must teach these parasites to respect the law. Permission for the use of force is granted if required. I see. And we have the funerals, of course, at Charleston, George Crombie, and the legendary Asano, who snitched on me and still remained one of the best officers I ever had on the force, until her last day, where she randomly got murdered for no reason. Oh really, you suck, Robbins. Jesus Christ, I thought that would help him get better. But he sucks. Around 80 entrepreneurs and representatives of small businesses have surrounded City Hall shouting Rogers is a business killer. And I can't go to it because I don't have enough people anyway. So you need 4 people, as well as the SWAT and paddy wagon. And because one person didn't show up, I don't have that many people. I literally can't do it, mate. You don't want to give me the officers. Leaving work, Jack caught sight of a scarecrow with a dagger through its eye. The handle is engraved with the letter S. Okay. Isn't that usually something that happened when we had Sans still? But he's gone. And he's dead and buried now. Jezebel and Clonette was walking in the park earlier and saw a strange man dressed in a police uniform. He was going around yelling at people, showing them he has a gun, and threatening everyone. Then he ran over to the dogs and rolled around in the grass. He was clearly not in his right mind, and he was scaring everyone. Frankly, I don't think he was even a real cop. Probably not. Certainly doesn't sound like a real cop. The school principal called in to report an altercation which occurred in the school cafeteria. "Hey you fat cow, where's your udder?" yelled Miguel McInhose to Emma Hadzik as she passed by his table with her lunch tray. Emma blushed and then lashed out at the offender. The teachers don't want to interfere. Miguel had it coming. Well, you're not doing your job as a teacher then, because you're supposed to protect all of your students regardless of what the situation is. It's duty of care. But we'll go to the cop. Let the kids fight, fuck it. There's a potential of someone getting shot at the end of the day, so that's just some kid getting beaten up by another kid, so. Seeing the police, the man walks up close and salutes. The outfit is obviously from a costume shop, but the gun looks real enough. Okay. How about we tell him to come into the station then? But that was easy. I figured if I would have just yelled at him, then he would have pulled his gun and shot me, so. I'll lean into his fantasy and he'll just follow you straight to the station and it's done. It was easy enough. Hello, is this the police? There's a bomb at the elementary school. The person who called in the threat had a high, clear voice, but then there was some interference in the background and the signal was lost. This better be a real one. And of course you'd call that in now. I don't have anyone, so go away. I don't care about Eddie's Burgers hosting anything. I bet it's not even going to be a real call, is it? Now that I think about it, the high voice could just be a kid doing a prank call. And of course it was a false alarm. The police searched the school and no bomb was found. A schoolgirl by the name of Lily Austin has decided to disrupt the school today in hopes of avoiding a test that she hadn't studied for. Well, she needs to be educated on wasting police time. Because someone's going to get away with theft now, because of her. Well, someone died because of that little girl. I hope that gets drilled into her skull, so she never does that again. The guard at a large toy store detained a boy who he suspected of theft. I'm sure he stuffed something down his pants, but I couldn't find anything. The little thief won't stop crying, come over quick. I mean, it sounds like you've just sexually assaulted a child to me, but I'm going to let that one go. Drug trafficking, there we go. We've received an anonymous tip today. Later this evening, a large shipment of heroin will arrive in the port. The cargo is well guarded, and according to the source, the drug runners won't be giving up without a fight. Okay, so let's go in guns blazing, with the SWAT, all packed. The boy didn't steal anything. The child's mother severely scolded the guard and took her frightened son back home. Yeah, so I was right. You just stuffed your hands down the pants of a random boy for no reason. Which sounds like I should be arresting you, to be fair. Oh, nice. Heroin. Let's get the mafia to sell that, because the inspectors aren't in. And I quite frankly want extra money, so... fuck it. And of course they're not back in time for that case. 2 seconds too late. But they can go to the casino, I guess. A crowd gathered in the shadow of the casino chanting slogans recommending the prohibition of gambling in Freiburg. Gambling is a disease, or so they keep repeating. Meanwhile, the casino has hired an athletic group of young men to push back the unruly crowd. Bit of a weird choice, rather than bouncers, but sure. Oh, we finally got a new frame from the abduction case. And it's one of the ones I need. Good. I just need one more frame now. And I think that's the right place that it goes in, because she drops it and then picks it up. And then I just need the white doll version of that one, because she drops it again when she gets taken away. At least we finally got a frame. Just need to wait on the second one now. Nice. Lovely job. Now I'm going to get Percy to work the next shift. Hopefully he'll turn up and no one shows up drunk. NGO distributes free condoms in the city centre. Freiburg unemployment increased by 9%. Writer Ivan Bykov presents magnum opus. Okay, and that's still the same. Moody didn't come into work, don't care because you're a detective. And Iron drank too much. Again. You twat. But at least I have all my officers. Really? Again? Fine. I don't want to fire anyone though. And I can't get rid of Robbins because he's not available. For some reason. He's on the force, but I can't do anything. It's some bullshit. I guess I'll get rid of Rocha because he's the lowest rank officer. And now we finally have the funeral for Armstrong. Still don't know how he died. And Varga's got something going down at 10 to 9, okay.
10:10 in progress.
Some crazy man in a clown suit stopped a school bus, the driver pulled over, and he threw a grenade inside. It didn't explode, but the children are too afraid to move. Well, they either didn't pull the pin or it's a fake grenade. Unless it's just a dud. But it's a bit random, and he's gonna get arrested. That'll be a fight that I'm supposed to avoid, in order to get paid. The children are crying, but quietly sitting in the bus. Well, they're not crying and being quiet. It's not possible. Outside the bus, there's a man in a clown suit giggling. Okay, shoot him with a taser. Gotcha. Perfect. That's what we like to see. And yeah, that's Varga's payday. There we go. A man accompanied by a hippie-like girl dragged a rare yellow monkey out of its cage, hid it somewhere, and then quickly left the zoo. Why would you do that? Just why? I probably should have sent Robbins on that to get his professionalism up a bit, since Rocha's disappearing anyway. Oh well. Gotcha. But what about the monkey? Another clown, really? A man in a clown suit entered a bank, presented the cashier with a check for $250 billion, demanded they cash it. He threatened the bank would face serious consequences if he couldn't pay the entire amount out in cash, reported the head of the branch. Okay. Sounds like another clown is going to prison. Yeah, I'll put Robbins on that one. Are you fucking serious? The man in the clown suit was a famous performance artist, Sigmund Hemmerling. Apparently the check was supposed to warn the public that the financial system is on the verge of collapse. How? Just stick your check up your ass. You've caused someone to die, you prick. Guessing that'll be the end of the day. Or not. The insurance company's offices are home to a fresh scandal. One of their clients is accusing them of inflating her insurance premium after her husband's death in a car crash. The woman was shaking her fists as she delivered a punishing speech, and then grabbed one of the agents by the tie and bounced his head off the table. I mean, if you want to scream and shout at them, fair enough, but you don't assault them. And now there's a call for terrorism. Are you serious? Okay, that went perfectly. Good. And then we should be back in time for this suspicious individual case at least. But someone died on the terrorist one. Aaron Griggs noticed a creepy man in the cemetery during a heavy downpour. He was ignoring the rain, just walking with purpose through the graveyard. I think he was planning to attack someone, but then he just hurried off. I bet it comes out he's some kind of serial killer. I bet not. That sounds like a false alarm to me. 3 plant workers were drinking a beer on a bench and started harassing a group of young sportsmen who were talking at the bar. The men started calling the athletes fags and laughed at them, and then threw one of them into an empty bench. At first the athletes were ignoring the bullies, but their patience was at an end. One of them grabbed a beer tap and broke a plant worker's head open with a single blow. The 7 athletes then rallied together and started beating up the remaining men. Now that one sounds true. Sounds like something we actually need to go to. That's 100% confirmation of a fight there. And no new frames for my abduction case, of course.
1210 complete.
The suspicious man was a local gravedigger who recently fell on a bit of extra work. Okay, fair enough. I did pick the right call then. Usually when they say someone's like a serial killer, it's usually a false alarm, so...
Looks like we have a situation here.
The place turned into a real battle. More workers joined to help their friends from the factory, and the fight expanded to involve several dozen people. How about we just shoot the air? Some warning shots to calm everyone down. The fight grinds to a halt, and then 2 athletes approach the police. The fuck you think you're doing here? We got this, we don't need you. The men look quite menacing and armed with bricks and ironwork. Okay, how about we taser them? That was short mob. Always taser. Works every time. I ain't fucking around. And that's the end of the day. I think that day went reasonably well. Aside from the false alarms I had to go to. 3 people, meh. I'll make you work tomorrow, and you. That should be enough as long as everyone shows up. And I'm going to leave this episode here. Leave a like if you enjoyed watching, don't forget to subscribe, and goodbye.
I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me. Yeah, who do you